Mark, who do you, where are you?
Yeah, exactly.
Are you both from Northwell or Chapel Crossing?
Hello.
We're both
I'm-
representing Chappaqua.
Yeah, I'm with the ownership, and Mark is the architect for the project.
Okay, great. All right, everyone is here if you want to start.
Sure, would you like me to share my screen?
Yeah, that'd be great. If you could, if you can.
Which building is this?
The Northwell building.
His office.
Oh, yeah.
It's that main, that big
Yep.
main,
Okay.
looks like, we've actually seen.
Sorry about that.
With the signage,
Yeah,
right, the
we
big
saw it.
pylon.
Yeah.
Is that what's up?
No, they're doing some canopy work, I think.
We're just adding some aesthetic to the facade, and Mark will go over, but it's really just, most of it is that the white kind of artistic look that you'll see, but Mark, go ahead.
Or
Did those
everyone
pylon
can see my
signs-
screen?
Did those
Yes.
pylon
Yeah.
signs we approved ever get put up?
Yeah, they're up.
Yeah. No.
There's no signage as part of this application this evening. The signage that you see here is existing, proposed to remain.
Do you have any photographs of the building as it is today?
I do, yeah. Pull this up. Can you guys see the photo?
Yes.
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 Yeah.
So these are some existing views. And as Corey mentioned, what we're proposing is we're recladding the top face of this existing canopy. We're actually making it a little bit taller in profile. This blue awning is serving as a covered pathway to our, we have an ADA ramp here on the left side, and this is a patient pickup area. So we're proposing replacing this canopy with just a new fabric, but keeping the structure in place. As part of this, there are going to be, get back to the front here. We're going to, these lights that you see, we're going to take these lights down. We're going to introduce a new soffit material that you'll see on the last page of my application. It's a vented metal soffit, but it's made to kind of look as if it has a wood tone to it. The lights that we replace in here are not going to be pendants. They're going to be 6-inch exterior rated downlights in the soffit.
Recessed for lighting?
Yeah.
So you're
Yeah,
lowering,
it will be recessed.
Yeah.
so you're lowering the height, you're thickening the structure, I guess?
Yeah. I'm gonna fur out the bottom side of this, and I'm gonna wrap my metal fascia around. But yeah, the intent is to clean this up and then to add some profile to it. The other thing you'll notice, and let me get back to a good view. Other direction. I do have two renderings in my packet, taken from. There's one that's taken from the front, and then there's one that's taking more from an angle. And what we're also proposing, in addition to kind of recladding the fascia of this canopy, we're proposing a louver system up above. That product information is also on the last page of the packet, but it's also indicated in the renders. So we're trying to get a little bit more profile on this entry canopy, make it a little bit more substantial in width. The louvers are not really, they're not covering any mechanical equipment back there. They're simply meant to add a feature to the building.
What are you putting, are you covering the brick underneath the canopy in this?
No, I
We're
think
doing,
Soffit panel,
yes, we're
if you
doing
look-
that as well.
Yeah.
You can see from that side shot, that angled
Look at,
perspective,
Look
that
at page 8.
same material.
If you look at this, what they're gonna do.
Well, what's this then?
That's just a sample of the
Ah,
underside.
I couldn't take out the
I
other.
think it's a software material.
But I think we
Yeah,
should-
that louver material, we're also proposing it for the sides of these existing brick piers. Again, just a feature, just to kind of add a little visual interest to it. So that panel is it's aluminum. We're showing white in the render. We think white kind of brightens up this entry quite a bit. So that's really the scope of it. It's the metal fascia on the front side. It's the vented soffit material, and then that louver system, and also obviously the recladding of that fabric awning, which is existing. Again, we're just going to replace the fabric portion of it.
So that last image where there are samples, they're basically soffit panels. It's just to show the soffit, yes?
Yeah, this is just a
material.
sample image. We tried to render it as close as we could, but if it wasn't exact, we just wanted to show you some product info on it.
And
This
then
is-
on the
this is
same
it in
page.
profile.
Okay, and yeah, so right on the left, that's how it's going to look on the sample image, yeah, this one, yeah.
Yeah, it might not be as tall as this. I think we have a
Right.
30-inch
Mhm.
height on this, but yeah,
That's-
that's the intent.
It's fine. I would consider killing it on the side of the columns. I think that doesn't look great, but either way is fine. I mean, certainly the underside and the soffit on the top. It's fine either way, but the white on the
We have
columns looks a little weird to me.
Can you show
We
us
have
quickly the existing one, just to see the columns again?
Sure.
Not fabulous architecture, but the old buildings are consistent, they're true to themselves, and, you know.
So we're introducing door operators
I don't think it helps.
to the
Yeah, I-
existing doors. There's one now, but we're gonna have both doors operable via, push paddle. So this gives us an opportunity. I mean, we could run it within the column too, but we thought that the panel on the side offered us a chance to hide some conduit as well. So that was another reason for trying to introduce it to these side returns.
You couldn't get the power in the soffit, Cobb?
Yeah, I mean, I can run it through, but with I still have to get it in the limit of the brick column to get down. I mean, I can do it if it's objectionable, but
From the outside of the column.
So the electrical is coming from the column and it's going to the door? There's no power through the building? There's no other place to tap it off?
I'm saying that the actual paddle itself will require power, so we're just making that physical connection back to the door.
Yeah, they're putting one of the push things on the side
Oh,
of
the
this
button is
column.
in the
Yeah,
column.
the buttons in the
Yeah,
column.
you can
correct?
see
Yeah.
there's one here, and we're gonna introduce another one.
Do that.
Yeah, obviously, there's a lot of Northwell patients that come in and out, so just trying to make it more convenient for everyone.
Personally, I think the panel, that's in the solid brick looks better than
No, this whole
than
thing,
than all that.
because it's more.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan personally of them, I don't know that it's consistent with the architecture or anything else.
Yeah, agreed.
So,
You know,
I don't mind this. But
Yeah, that part's
this-
all fine.
Yeah, I think this could go, because it's very imposing, just to cover the conduit, it's a little too aesthetically.
So if the board,
Well,
approved everything else but asked you to not dress up the brick, would cover it with the panels, could you find a way to make that work?
we can run the
obviously,
power, yeah.
we don't wanna
be
see an
clear, it
exposed,
was-
we don't wanna see an exposed metal conduit running up the brick, obviously.
No, neither do we, and we can figure that out. It was also for aesthetics. It was.
Yeah, and that's
element.
not that's a minor part of this this whole
Alright,
piece and the whole idea. It was just kind of modernize the building a little and give it a little bit of a
Right.
fresh look.
so we like the soffit and we like the panel, but except for these vertical covers on the sides of the brick
Okay.
columns.
Okay, that's fair.
That's not the reason, you know.
So can we like X those out and initial it and then we can give them an approval?
Are we okay with that, Steve? If they just exit out and
All the vertical columns will be void.
Because otherwise they have to come back, yeah?
I'll make it. a
Or
note on
make a
the
note.
minutes.
Alright, well, yeah, we don't wanna make you guys come back, so. Is that acceptable?
Sure.
Are you able to send me a revised plan and you can email it to me and I'll print it out and add it to the file for Tom to review?
Yes,
Okay.
sure,
Is it-
with removing the side panels, obviously. So
Yes.
we'll reproduce the renders as well, just showing it as brick.
Okay. Will
Okay,
you be able to get that to me before the end of the week?
I will do my best. I think I
Okay.
can. I don't think it's a big lift on our end.
Okay, I think you have my email. It's Daisy?
I do, yep.
Okay, all right, great. So you're approved.
Excellent.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you, everybody.
Have a good night.
Thank you.
Good night, everyone.
Okay, good night. Next one is 24 Woodland. Pictures. This is a revised plan of the inside. There's no elevation change, I believe. We'll confirm that with him.
Good evening.
Hello.
My name's William O'Neill. I'm the architect for Rachel Washburn and John Summons. They have a brand new baby, so I don't expect them to be here today. I think the baby was born at the end of February, so
Oh, wow.
just a few weeks ago. Anyway, this house is in Kisco Park. It's down the end of a long rutted road that I do drive on my Honda Fit, but it's, you know, it's not much of a road. I only
Which
have.
house is- which
Yeah, we
house
don't
is
know.
it? We don't know which house.
I'm sorry, it's the one you have the most photographs of. These are the neighbors. This is the most immediate neighbor. This is another neighbor on the street. That's the existing house. If you give me just a second, I have a whole sheet of photos.
I don't remember seeing that. Looks nice, but-
I imagine it was on your list at some point. I didn't design it, so I don't know. Pretty nice house. So,
Oh, there is nothing.
so these upper photos are the photos of the house, walking around, down to here. This is, you know, at the garage, facing the driveway, the land slopes up, here to a front door, here around the side. This is the back of the house. Here, this is the far end of the house. I can show you on the plan where these are. This is that far end of the house opposite the front entry, and then you come back around to the garage. So to look on the site plan, that's starting here and going this way around the house. So when it's in the back of the house, that's here. We are not making any changes to footprint at this time. This is for us a kind of phase one, and just so you know, they do have plans to do more work, but what we're proposing to do now is, ultimately, this will become a master bedroom suite, but for now, it's gonna stay as it is. We're doing some minor changes to the dining room, moving this wall over, making the bedroom a little smaller. Upstairs, this room, this old stairway would not meet the current code. It's existing, pre-existing, goes up to what's just an attic space now. These dormers will make it a more usable space. That will ultimately become the study for the master bedroom suite. We're rearranging some of these. There are 4 bedrooms here now, but actually there's another room here I don't know if I would count it as a bedroom, I think it's used as a study. The previous owner had a gun cabinet along one wall, I don't think it was ever used, but anyway, it's coming out, we're making a Jack and Jill bathroom. All of the windows in any place where we're doing work are being replaced, the ones with the numbers are the ones where we're making replacements. You can see these windows don't have numbers because they're not being changed. And we're,
So mostly on this section of the house,
that's the section we're not working on.
okay.
So are you putting a second story here?
No, we're not adding a second story, we are adding dormer windows.
Dormer. Looks like they're putting-
We're adding
Oh,
dormer
okay.
windows here on the front and back of this one-story section. So, there's a minor increase in floor area when you get down to it. But for instance, the way,
So, yeah, let's slow down a bit. So this is existing?
yeah, the
Is
part
this
that's all,
Everything.
everything's
Everything's
existing, except the dormers. But the white parts are the parts where we're not doing any work right now. The parts that are rendered with shingle siding that's new shingle siding. We're doing eyebrow windows.
These new windows here?
Yes,
It's hard for me to
and-
tell what's new and what's not.
well, if you look on the floor plan, any window that has a number is a new window, and it's got an arrow and a note that says new window.
Do you have the same sheet with just existing or not? So
The
basically-
elevations, no, I don't. And the windows are different, I never drew those elevations, and I don't have them for you tonight, I'm sorry. But there are lots of photographs.
So are these all new windows or everything that's
Yes.
rendered, so to speak? is
Everything that's
getting
rendered with
new
the
skin,
shingles
new
is,
windows?
And
Right.
this is new.
and new insulation, and the eyebrow
Yeah,
windows,
eyebrows,
yeah.
Are you making any effort to match these windows or are these gonna come out at some point?
They're gonna come out
match
at
the
some
new
point,
ones?
they will be, we're not trying to match them because we're gonna get rid of them eventually, yeah.
And the eyebrow is aligning with anything or is it just?
It's, well, it
How's-
aligns
how
very
does-
nicely with the porch that will be in phase two. So there's gonna be an entry porch there, and there's, but I didn't bring that with me because it's not part of the proposal tonight, so it doesn't align with any of this door will slide over a little bit,
So this is going to be redone
Yes.
eventually.
eventually, but it's not part of this proposal.
And in the second phase, this will somehow relate to what's upstairs.
Yes,
But for now, it's not.
for now it does not, other than that, it fits neatly between this
Oh, here,
piece
these.
and the dormer, it's centered between them, but it doesn't relate to anything on the ground floor because all of that will be changed. There will be a shallow gabled roof here that will line up with this. And then there'll be which the current plan is that this will be a pergola.
So
over here.
one thing that would have helped if you had a little bit of a sketch showing everything you are telling.
I'm sorry, I'm not proposing to do any of that work now, and I didn't bring it to you because I need you to evaluate the proposal we're doing now. And you asked about why it's like this, I'm telling you that.
No, I know, I understand,
No,
but
but
it's just,
generally, you know,
it's better when we have a visual.
if you're telling us this is the way it's gonna be forever, we would probably judge it one way. You know, if we were judging
Right.
it all as a
And we know
composition, we'd probably
that
judge
there
it
is
one way.
another intention, so it would be nice to have a visual backing so that, no, I totally
You're
understand.
absolutely right, I probably should have done it, didn't occur.
But how come, it looks like there's a roof overhang, doesn't look like there's a roof overhang.
Yeah, that's pretty exciting.
Well, we are changing the roof, we're
Oh, yeah.
changing the way the moldings work,
Um,
we're adding
Is this coming out, is there like a big
It's gonna be
overhang here?
different, it will be different. It'll be, and that's part of this new, this return here, this rake molding does not exist in the current house. So there's a projection there, you can see this projects out several inches, about a foot. And the intention is to make it look more like a shingle style house.
They don't want a cover up on the roof, they walk out.
They do, but that's part of another phase, so we're not doing it now because they will be proposing to do that in the future. So they're not doing anything with it right now because they're taking the money they have now and spending it on the work that's proposed now. So right now, there's no real protection there. and they're willing to live with it as it is. Most people use the back door. I'm the only one who uses that door. As architect, I like to go in the front door. Everybody else uses the back door into the mudroom. So they're not really that concerned with that. At the moment, they're very concerned with how it will look eventually. And you're right, I probably should have brought that along. I just didn't wanna present things that we're not actually doing now.
No, just as a reference, because it's
You're
late.
absolutely right, I'm sorry, I agree,
Is
that
it-
probably would have been a better thing.
Is this the back door that you're saying?
That is the back door, yeah.
And even that, nobody wants a
No, sir.
projectile over here?
No, sir.
Yeah.
Do I think that would be a good idea? I absolutely
We
agree
get so
with
many
you.
applicants, that's the only thing they do, is they.
I just did that myself on my own
Like tonight's a
studio.
good night for that.
Well,
Right, and, you know, in my studio, which is an antique barn, the plates kept rotting out, and the door kept rotting out, and I finally built a little porch cover over it. It's a wonderful thing to do. Maybe I can convince them to do that later, it just never came up in the conversation, so,
Okay.
it'd
It's
be-
not really architecture.
I think it'd be-
practical, you know.
I think it'd be a good way, you mentioned shingle style, it's loosely. I mean,
It is-
the little eyebrow here maybe, but that might be another opportunity to bring some of that style into the project.
it's,
mean, looking at this, like when I first looked at it without any explanation, I just took a glance at it this afternoon, and that actually stood out to me. Because why is that there? The little eyebrow, because it looks foreign to the rest of the project. But hey, with your explanation, I think maybe.
you know, they are fans of the shingle style. To turn this house into a shingle style house is a stretch within their budget, but I did the things I could do to do that, and they're just, you know,
Sure.
a lot of the houses they have,
Sure.
they love, have eyebrow windows. Can we do that? Yeah, I know how to do it, I can do that.
And you're using what kind of siding?
It's cedar shingle.
It is real cheesy. Well, well, sorry, change the texture. What's the rest of it?
Well, as far as you're concerned, the issues are the windows, there's a new front, this new front window is different than what's there now.
This one.
It's a sort of flat bay with a short projection, about 12 inches, I think. With, you know, a curved,
The shingle.
Is it metal? Like, what kind of roof is this?
it's shingle.
Shingle, and these are all existing, just replaced in the same.
They're not all replaced in the same place, they're not all replaced with the same size. There's a demo plan that shows where the windows were, but I didn't do demolition elevations, I don't normally do that.
It's definitely a nice improvement on the part they're working on.
You know, the windows are pretty much a hodgepodge right now, if you look at the photographs, you can see that there's,
Yeah,
you know,
exactly. But
there's a-
even these kind of look like different sizes, and that's why.
they are, those two little ones are bathroom windows. And, you know, let's look at the photos, so you can see why those are there and why they're the size they are, is, there's a powder room here on the ground floor. And that's very close to where the window is there, you can see the darker hatching is where I infilled, and then-
Can you come back?
sorry, and then on the upper floor, there's a, you know,
Look here, what was that? Was that the window and it's a removed window
they
and there's
removed
a
the
wall?
window, yeah, they didn't want the window there anymore, they took it out.
Because that would look nice if we had those two windows.
We had a window there before, they told me they didn't want it, I didn't really ask them for an explanation, they told me to take it out, I took it out.
It doesn't look so bad. It doesn't look so bad in
Well,
the 3D.
Yeah, more windows is always better, but.
this also is,
Architects
there's
like
a lot
windows,
of-
decorators like wall
also
space.
these are all removed windows.
Yes,
And that's next to the chimney
but we added,
here.
yeah, that, ultimately, in the final phase, that will be the kitchen will be redone there. So this is where the existing kitchen is, this will become the kitchen, there'll be counters here, and this is more windows than is there now on that side.
We can do the fireplace.
we're gonna rebuild the fire, not in this phase, but ultimately rebuild the firebox so it's higher. So it will be a fireplace in the kitchen. That will stay, but it won't, right now the firebox is down on the floor and it'll come up to above counter height. We haven't designed that yet, I haven't done any of the details on it.
Pizza, right?
I was gonna say that, but I'm not actually sure that's what they're gonna do with it, but you could.
That's what I was thinking.
It's a kind of small fireplace to do, to turn into a pizza oven. That's my main concern with it.
Pricey, detail in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm good.
No, I think it's fine.
Okay.
Okay, so you
Yeah,
approve.
nice improved.
Thank you. Or is there an official vote? Or is that-
You're approved.
You're approved.
Maybe not, you're approved.
Thank you very much. And I look forward to coming back to you within the next 18 months or so with phase two. With the whole thing.
Yeah, I never really remember that one house, that house.
I remember a lot of them, the diagram and things like that.